Hey, all right, welcome back to Raff's Brain, a show about things that are interesting to me. I am your host, Rob Raffety. Thanks for tuning in. It's time for another walk and talk special, folks. A little stream of consciousness as I embark on my evening walks. It's a fun way to multitask, to create content, whilst accomplishing another essential task. That is getting in the steps. Oh, speaking of steps, I better hit up my watch. I want to get those rings, man. I want to get those rings. This is a workout. Yes. It's called a workout on my Apple Watch. Outdoor walk. That's what I'm talking about. Getting those steps in. Now, here's the difference. Usually I step after dinner, but tonight I'm mixing it up. I'm getting the steps in on the way to dinner. Yeah. Because I live about, I don't know, maybe like half a mile from McDonald's. Yeah, that's right. It's time for Captain Mac's Supper Club, buddy. I'm getting some of that good stuff. What motivates me tonight, though, is very unique. I don't walk to McDonald's very often. I'm usually a drive-through type of guy, very candidly. I rarely go into a McDonald's. I actually don't remember the last time I've entered a McDonald's restaurant anywhere in this country. So I'm totally like a road trip, pit stop, Mickey D's type of guy. That's my standard approach. And honestly, I've kind of like got it down to a science. I have a favorite food. Let's be honest. If you're like 48 years old, as I am, and you've had your fair share of McDonald's over the course of those decades, you've honed in on a staple meal, right? Everyone's got a favorite. And I've got mine. It's pretty basic. I'm kind of vanilla. I'm almost embarrassed to admit it. But on some level, you shouldn't be embarrassed to admit your standards. Like, if you like what you like, man, don't be afraid to share it. It doesn't have to be crazy or zany. It can be pretty normal. I'm well in the bell curve here, folks. My go-to McDonald's meal, and it can be any time of day, honestly. I mean, whenever, I guess they start serving lunch around 11. Anytime after 11 o'clock till 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, 2 cheeseburgers, 6 nuggets, and a water. Maybe a black coffee if I'm driving, need to stay awake. I love those little cheeseburgers, man. It's good stuff. They just hit like nothing else. I think they're the best. I think they're better than Wendy's. I think they're better than Taco Bell. You ever had the Taco Bell burger? Well, that's not it's not a good one. You don't want to hit that. So tonight, though, I'm on a mission, and I'm walking up a hill, and you can tell that my breath gets a little more labored as I hit the incline. Too much McDonald's, probably. It could be a signal. Could be a sign. As I'm walking uphill to Mickey D's, I'm on a mission tonight, folks. Yes. It's all about a new menu item. I'm not going to walk to McDonald's on a Thursday evening and record a Raff's Brain episode for nothing. There's got to be something special about it. And you know there is. And if you're a McDonald's fan, you probably know what I'm about to hit on, because this has been hyped up pretty big in the McDonald's social media and marketing game. So I do think you're going to be familiar with this. But if you're not, that probably bodes well for you. Probably means you're healthy and not as prone to consuming trashy fast food. So what I'm about to do is hit up this new concoction. Now, regardless of if you're familiar with McDonald's or not, I'm sure everyone here is familiar with the Big Mac. Yes, the Big Mac. It's iconic. When's the last time you had a Big Mac? I'm going to tell you something. I can't remember the last time I had a Big Mac. I'm whispering that because I'm embarrassed to admit it. Big Mac is like legendary. But I just never really... I did them more like in high school, maybe a little bit in college. I kind of gave it up and I switched just over to the 2 cheeseburger deal as my go-to. But the Big Mac is great. I haven't had one of those in a long time. I think the last time I had a Big Mac was actually when they had a little promo for a thing called the Junior Mac. Remember that? They should bring that back. That was a solid little burger, dude. It was a single patty Big Mac. So you had like one all beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun. Yeah, but just one patty. You don't need 2 patties. And that middle bread slice, that's just so much. Right? The Junior Mac, I just don't know why they don't keep that in the rotation. That should be permanent menu item, but it's not. Anyway, what I'm getting up here, I'm basically trying to like stretch this out and give you some anticipation, because they took the Big Mac to the next level. And I'm skeptical. I tell you what, I'm skeptical that you can improve on a classic like that. I'm highly skeptical. Nevertheless, I'm compelled to make this journey and to give it a shot, because what they did, folks, is they created an entirely new spin on the Big Mac. It's still clearly in the Big Mac universe. And indeed, Big Mac is in the title of this new sandwich that's hitting the market today. In fact, 10/10/2024, momentous day that shall go down in fast food history. But yes, this is the day that McDonald's is officially unveiling nationwide, the one and only brand spanking new Chicken Big Mac. Yeah. Who's ready for some Chicken Big Mac action? I'm going to hit this up so hard. Now, I'm not going to pretend that I think it's going to be great. I'm sure I'll like it. It will be more than edible. It'll be tasty, because the McDonald's food is. They put some stuff in there. I don't know what they put on it. Fast food crack attack situation. Basically, I could eat anything from that restaurant, and I want more of it immediately. It's addictive. There's probably some chemicals, some substances. I don't know what's going on, but I'm ready for anything. Here's the thing, though. When I said Chicken Big Mac, what came to mind? What popped into your head as you imagine, like, to visualize that creation? What do you think about first? You probably think like, oh, like a McChicken sandwich patty instead of a beef patty. 2 of those, swap them out. You got your Chicken Big Mac, right? No. It's different, folks. I did a little research in here tonight because I was curious. What am I getting myself into? I can't walk into this experience completely cold. I'm a fast food pro. I do my research, man. Because they test marketed this sandwich. I think in Miami, I think in Chicago. It was off the charts. Positive feedback. That's why it's finally making its way here to Northern Virginia and all across the land. We'll see how long it lasts. But here's the thing. The descriptions of the chicken patty are what really stood out to me. And I'm actually very excited about this experience. Even as I'm skeptical, I'm pretty thrilled about what's going to happen here. Because apparently, they didn't just take the McChicken patty and toss it in there. That's too easy. That's too sensical. Come on, man, this is America. We got to take it to the next level. It sounds like, from what I gather, and what I shall soon confirm, is that the restaurateurs, the innovators, the disruptors of the fast food industry have seen it within their great wisdom and foresight to produce a sort of chicken McNugget-like patty that's sort of a deep fried chicken nugget, extra large size, That's what the patties are, folks. It's not a McChicken patty. It's not a grilled McChicken patty. Otherwise, they'd call it the McChicken Big Mac. I don't think people would go down with. I don't want that. I don't want the McChicken Big Mac. Frankly, I could create that. Any one of us could just roll in, order 2 McChickens, a Big Mac, replace the beef patties with the McChicken patties. You got yourself a homemade McChicken Big Mac. Do you ever have a Big Mac attack? A McChicken Big Mac attack? No, that's not a thing. You can have a Big Mac attack. I've never heard of a McChicken Big Mac attack, but if you ever did, you could satisfy that need through a little ingenuity, a little effort, a little creativity. You can handle that on your own. But this, what I'm about to eat, and I'm approaching, you hear the traffic is uptaking traffic. I'm on Lee Highway now. It's rush hour. Oh man, the lines are long. People are really pouring into McDonald's tonight. I think there's a lot of chicken Big Mac action going down, folks. No joke. No joke. Listen, I'm going to hit pause as I go in there and hit up this extraordinary food item. I can't wait to report back, and I'm going to give it a review on the walk back. So this is the end of part 1 of the episode. I'm hitting pause. Wish me luck as I enter my local McDonald's to consume this extraordinary new creation, the Chicken Big Mac. Cannot wait for this review. See you soon. And we're back. Oh, me, oh my. Oh, I'm feeling that post-Mickey D's delight. You know what I'm talking about, man. Any food you consume, fast food broadly, McDonald's in particular, it just brings a flood of endorphins, a rush of good feelings and sensations throughout my body. I mean, I feel great. I feel great. Woo! I love it. I love it. Every time I go to fast food, I feel great. I don't know. Some people don't have that experience. Some people disagree. Some people really frown upon, this type of behavior. But I'm telling you what, it's just like, it's in my DNA. Get that Mickey D's on. So I know what you're anxious to hear about. You want to know, Raffety, what you think of the Chicken Big Mac? Well, I want to tell you something. First of all, this review is very subjective, as all reviews are. I want to be very respectful of how I describe the experience that I just had. I guess the upshot is it was okay. Gosh, I don't want to be downer. I don't want to be negative. I don't want to seem like I'm disappointed. There's nothing that Ronald McDonald and friends could ever do to upset me or disappoint me in life. They have been there for me so many times, so many years. Back in the 80s. Oh man, all the glassware I collected back in the day. Star Wars. My sister, she collected all the Beanie Babies specials, the Happy Meals. You can't tell me that McDonald's is one of the most iconic American brands. I mean, it's just up there with Coca-Cola. I mean, it's actually appropriate that they serve Coca-Cola at McDonald's. That's double whammy right there, bro. You can't play games with this country. If you come here and you don't hit up a Coca-Cola or a McDonald's, I don't know, you're missing out. You haven't really experienced what it means to be an American. I would argue to be a human as this empire grows and expands across the globe. I hope, this is actually an interesting question. What fast food franchise do you think will be the first to go interplanetary? I mean, obviously the the smart money's on McDonald's, but I don't know. I think it just depends on if it's China, if it's USA. I'm liking our odds of getting up there first, up to the moon, up to the Mars. And I'm thinking maybe KFC could be the other option. It's hard to tell. But, that was a good meal. Let me kind of like recap it for you. You walk in, you take a seat. And I can't tell you the last time I've been inside a McDonald's. I mean, I'm a drive-through junkie. I don't step foot inside. But I did use the app to order, so I didn't have to interact with any human beings or any employees. That's always a bonus, right? What a world. I don't know if I think it's a good thing. It's a thing. I know it exists, and it's a preference. And certainly people do this. It's like you could go almost, even in an urban area or a suburban area like where I live, you could, if you wanted, just avoid human contact completely. Be like a little shut-in, a recluse. Get your Uber Eats or whatever, everything delivered. Hell, McDonald's delivers now. Who gets that? I'm all for it. Hey man, options, whatever people want. I'm just saying that's another level of sloth. If you can't get out and drive to McDonald's, let me rephrase that. It's probably a great service for people who don't have the ability or the time or the energy or the physical state to go to a restaurant or go to a drive-through. So I respect people that use that option. But I bet there's a lot of just lazy people. Now, delivery is one thing. I was alive when that came on the scene. I mean, Domino's Pizza was the pioneer on that front back when I grew up. 30 minutes or less. We put that promise to the test. But, delivery is out of control with Uber, everything now. It's like, you don't have to talk to any human beings. So I walk into McDonald's, I pull up my app, 100% they are plugging and promoting the chicken Big Mac. I mean, they basically want everyone to get this thing. They're pushing it hard. I understand why. It's a big day. This is the debut nationwide. So good for them. I hit it up, put my app in, order. I also got a extra large fry. I don't like doing that too often. I know it's bad for you. It's very caloric, a lot of sodium. I understand that. The fries are tasty, let's be honest. Mickey D's fries are the best, hands down. No debate, no contest. But they are notoriously unhealthy, so I don't eat them that often. But I figured since I was going to be chowing down on a chicken Big Mac, I had to have a nice little side dish there to balance it out. It did come in handy. But here's the thing. On the McDonald's app, there are all sorts of bonuses and features so you can save money. You can go there and convince yourself that you are coming out ahead. I use that app religiously, dude. I hit that app up. I go through the deals. I go through the discounts. I go through the rewards. I have tons of points, man. I have tons of points on that platform. So the French fry deal was pretty amazing. It was like $1.29 for any size fries. So what do you think I'm going to do with that option, folks? Come on now. For a split second, I thought, why don't you just get a small fry, Raffety? You could be a small fry guy. I can't tell you the last time I ever had a small anything. Who gets a small fry? I mean, who gets a small fry? I don't even know what they make. They call them a little bag of fries because they come in that little bag. It's like a Dixie cup or something. Come on now. No. I'm not getting a small fry. I'm getting a super-sized fry, baby. They don't even make that anymore because of that movie. That dude, rest in peace. What's his name? I can't remember. Sporlock. Morgan. Yeah, he did that documentary back in the day. It was a little gonzo. I don't know. Yeah, you can stuff your face with anything for 30 days. You're going to see some consequences. Turns out the guy was also a raging alcoholic. So it might not have been all that McDonald's causing problems on his liver. Anyway, I respect him as a fellow West Virginian, as a pioneer in the documentary film space, and recently deceased Morgan Spurlock, rest in peace. What was I going with that, though? What brought that up? I don't remember. Oh, Super Size. The documentary was called Super Size Me, if you recall. And I think McDonald's, in reaction to that, like pulled the name Super Size from their menu items. But who doesn't still call it Super Size? Am I the only one? No, it can't be the only one. Drive through. I mean, I'm talking to people, like, hey, what do you want? Super Size me. I want 2 cheeseburgers, super sized. I mean, I think they know what it's like. It's a hidden menu. It's a hidden menu item, the super size. It just means extra large. Maybe it means large. I don't even know what it stands for. But yes, I got the largest size because if you're paying the flat price, your propensity is to consume. So my incentive was to get the biggest possible size. And I thought to myself, well, do I really need that? Probably not. Do I want it? Heck yeah. So go for it. Supersized fries, $1.29. That's a discount right there. So boom, I'm already coming out ahead. I'm making money. I'm basically making money when I go to McDonald's. That's how I feel. That's the psychology of my addiction. Now to the sandwich. So I put my order on the app. It comes out. Very nice presentation. Of course, these things never look like they do in the pictures, right? All the marketing. There's like a classic. I think it's a Twitter handle or maybe a website that just is like what it looks like or what I was promised, and then what you get. This is true for any food product everywhere. Actually, the food that you see in photographs isn't even the real food. It's like there's a whole art to food photography. You could go down the rabbit hole on that. I've watched a couple YouTube clips on it. It's remarkable. Like ice cream on a Denny's menu is actually mashed potatoes. No joke. Yes. So it's all very fake. It's all very, it's manipulating your senses, but that's all right. It's marketing, baby. Marketing 101, advertising. So yes, the aesthetics are a little off when you get the sandwich. And it's recognizable because it's the, triple bun, 2 patty sandwich. But your brain can't process what it's seeing immediately. It's confused. It wants to see a Big Mac. It wants to see beef patties in between the buns. Because you see the special sauce kind of squirting out. You got the cheese, got the lettuce. But then you have these like light brown fried chicken patties in there. And my brain kind of couldn't process. I couldn't handle it. It was overwhelming. I had to take a step back and take a deep breath and process what was about to go down. Oh, it was not a pleasant moment, honestly. It was almost like unsettling. Have you ever had a time when you had a drink? Like, let's say a Sprite or a 7-Up. And also a glass of water. Or it could be anything. I'm trying to imagine a circumstance where you may have 2 glasses of things and you reach down, you think you're drinking one thing. Your brain is ready and prepared for a sugary taste and flavor and carbonation, but what you're actually consuming is a different product. Maybe it's iced tea or ice water. And just as that happens, there's a jarring split second where your mind and your body are disassociated. And you're like, whoa, what's going on, man? And then you realize, I grabbed the wrong drink. And then things slip back into place and you're all good to go. Yeah. Imagine that. But there was no accident because I knew what was happening. It wasn't like I grabbed a different sandwich. I grabbed this sandwich. I take a bite. And my brain wants to taste the flavor of the Big Mac because there's so much of there's like a profile that is very similar. You got the bun, the cheese, the lettuce, the pickle, the special sauce. That's where it's at too. Holy moly, special sauce. That is genius. Whoever that made that is just unbelievable. Why can't we buy that special sauce in buckets and just slather it on everything. Oh, Big Mac sauce, baby. Special sauce. Give me that special sauce. Oh, so, but the funny thing is, like, I think I've been programmed for the past 48 years of my life, or maybe more like 46 years. I'm not sure when I first ate McDonald's, probably as a 2 or 3 year old. I don't remember. But let's say it's almost 45 or more years of my life that I've been consuming McDonald's. How many Big Macs have I encountered and devoured in that time frame? I can't tell you within a range of accuracy. It's be very difficult for me to try to even guesstimate. Is it dozens? Easily, right? Is it hundreds? That's a stretch. Because I'm not a Big Mac fiend. I think we discussed this on part 1 of the show. Like, Big Mac is not my typical go-to McDonald's menu item. So, I don't know. I'm going to say scores. Would I say less than 100? No, it's got to be more than 100 Big Macs in my life. I'd say more than 100, less than 150. That might be the range. But regardless of what the actual number is, what's my Big Mac count in life? Regardless of what that is, the flavor profile has been ingrained into my brain. So whenever I'm going to have something that looks like a Big Mac, which this item did, I'm going to anticipate and expect it to taste like a Big Mac that I know and love and cherish and enjoy. But that's not what happened. We get a foreign flavor and texture in your mouth. Even the texture is different. It's like a fried chicken nugget patty. So it's got that breading on it. It tastes good, don't get me wrong. But I've been so conditioned for the beef patty that I don't think my mind was open and prepared to experience the full greatness of this item. I'm a little disappointed. I should have been more serious about this, man. I should have taken this experience much more seriously. I may have to revisit it later in the week, like reset, go back, do it again before I draw my final conclusions. But because the end result here is, let me just get to cut to the chase, as they say. It was a good sandwich to me. It was more than adequate. I'm nourished. I'm satiated. I'm feeling good. But to be very candid, this is just Rob Raffety speaking. That's it. Please don't make a scene. Don't come after me with the pitchforks and the torches. But I gotta tell you, I don't know that it's a type of sandwich that I would want to consume with any sort of regularity or frequency. By which I mean I might not ever want to get it again it's not going to be in my rotation, I'm sorry to say. That's what I'm getting at, folks. It was a good sandwich. I would highly recommend people try it. We should all try new things. We should not be prone to just listening to what someone tells us. Oh, that's the best sandwich. That's the worst sandwich. You got to figure it out for yourself. Taste. Figure it out. I want everyone to go and get one of these sandwiches and tell me what you thought of it. And if you loved it, you can tell me, hey, you know what you're talking about, Raffety. This is the best sandwich since the invention of sandwiches. I think it's unlikely that anyone's going to have that experience. Although I'm sure there's someone out there who is now going to become and proclaim themselves the #1 chicken Big Mac fan in the universe. They're going to want to eat one of these things every day. There's a dude in Pennsylvania who ate a Big Mac every day, I think, for his 40 years, 60 years. I don't know. It was a crazy story. I'm going to have to Google that and put the link in the show notes. Someone's going to try to start that trend with the chicken Big Mac. I could start that trend. I don't want to do that. I don't like it enough. But whoa, the opportunity's there. 10/10 today. The launch of this product. A chicken Big Mac a day for life. What's that look like? What are the consequences of that? Let's find out. Who's going to step up to the challenge? All right, in all seriousness, I enjoyed it. I'm glad I did it. I appreciate you for tuning into the show. I've been back at my house, walking up and down the sidewalk, freaking out the neighbors, talking like a raging lunatic into my cell phone. They probably think I'm on a phone call, which is comical because I'm just talking to myself. But that was the upshot. One more thing I'll mention, just because it's a funny thing. When I was in there, I don't recognize anybody. It's actually a pretty good turnout. Lots of people. I think there's lots. I'm going to say like 20% of the crowd was there for the Chicken Big Mac. That's a guess, but it's I think approximate, and I think it's going to be close to the pin. Because it's a good draw. Who wouldn't want to go check this item out? And coincidentally, I sat down. I ate in the restaurant for the first time in probably a decade. I ate inside a McDonald's restaurant. Enjoyed the soundtrack. Kind of like a 90s vibe, little Madonna. And lo and behold, one of my old colleagues walks in there. Chris. Chris has a little puppy with him. I'm like, what's going on, man? No shirt, no shoes, no service. No dogs, no pets, except for the doc. What do they call them? The medical pets or whatever. For blind people. That's when those are the dogs you're allowed to bring into restaurants. Not today. No one cares, man. Anybody can take dogs anywhere. This guy, but I would say it was kind of cute. Little puppy dog. He was cradling it. It was pretty nice. Good to see him. Good to see this little puppy. Even though I was shocked that they didn't try to kick him out. I just don't think anyone cares. I think the standards in the world have gone down. I think dog acceptance rate has gone way up in ways that just mind-boggling to me. When I was a kid, man, you couldn't take dogs anywhere. You try to pull a stunt like that, you get bounced. You get bounced, boy. You ever been bounced from McDonald's for trying to bring a dog in? Dude, once you do that, it's your profile. You might not get in other McDonald's for the rest of your life. You're a blacklist, bro. You don't want that. You don't want that on your resume. That's going to follow you around. That's going to really set you back in life. You got to make better decisions. Come on, son. Think. Use that brain. Anyway, good times at McDonald's. Congrats on the launch of the Chicken Big Mac. I'm a fan. But that was not going to change. I'm always a fan. I'm a perpetual fan. You could have took a dump on a Big Mac and I would eat it and love it. That's how I feel about McDonald's, all right? Let's be honest. Nothing's going to stop the passion for consumption of America's finest fast food restaurant. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. All right. Have a good night, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. See you next time on Raff's Brain. Bye-bye.